Good morning.
Good morning. We are WRME Live, Mustang, Oklahoma, Weichert Realtors, Main Edge, episode number 58. I'm hoping everybody out there had a good 4th of July. We actually took Thursday off as our holiday, which makes it kind of weird coming back on a Friday. And it's like the Mondayest Friday we've ever had. Okay. The Mondayest Friday, you know. I came into the office. We always have office staff meetings at 8 o'clock on Monday mornings. I'm like, I got to get to the office. Oh, yeah, we don't have staff meetings this morning. It's just funny.
2 days off, you automatically thought it was a weekend?
Oh, yeah. You know, we don't really understand what freedoms we have here until you talk to somebody from outside of the country, okay, that's came here. A new friend of mine who came and spent some time at our house yesterday. They come down to the farm. His sons rode four-wheelers, and we went down to the river and walked around and, caught some minnows and just piddled around at the river. Had a great time. But he's standing there in the middle of the river, and he's... I was actually kind of getting a little bit bored because we do this every day.
Right.
But he's just like, this is so cool that you can just do this all the time. Now, he was from East Germany, and he always dreamed about going to West Germany. We just, it'd be like if the U.S. was split in half and the eastern half was communist and the western half was free. All those folks in New York City would be wanting to come out here just because they can't. I don't know. It's so refreshing to hear from somebody. He was there in 1989 when the wall came down, when Gorbachev pulled down the wall. And to hear his firsthand account of that brings it all home, We just don't take for granted the freedoms we have here. We're free, and we've been free forever, But it doesn't necessarily stay that way. Unless people...
We saw a piece of that wall.
That's right.
While we were in D.C., in the Newseum, Media Museum. They actually had some sections of it. And it was like, wow. Had graffiti and everything else on it, but it was...
Yeah, he was telling us about the first time, he got his papers in order and he was going to go to West Germany because... to him coming to America was just like unheard of. That can't be done. He was just happy to be able to go to West Germany, and he's like, I went to the border and there's a guard there and showed him his papers and he just stood there and the guard goes, "Go on, you can go over there now." And he's just like, it was step across and it was just like, whoa, this is great. And then years later he goes like, that was such a cool, immense feeling for him. He goes, I want to go to America. I could actually go to America. Before he couldn't even fathom doing that. Now he lives here, works here in Oklahoma City. It's just really neat to hear those accounts from people that have been someplace else. So don't take what we've got for granted. And thanks for everybody that's fought for it. Okay, what else we got going today? Quit playing with your computer. It hates you.
Sharon, so everybody can see us. We got one open house this weekend. On Sunday from 2 to 4, 5204 Northwest 161st Terrace in Edmond. Go see it. That's a neat little house. Well, it's not little, but...
Whose listing is that?
Terry's.
That's Terry's. That's what I thought it was.
It's the one that has pretty much like a mother-in-law suite. It has another master practically with the bathroom and then the 4-car garage.
I can understand mother-in-law plans and stuff like that. And I can understand why the city has codes about all of that stuff. We were looking at building an apartment before we onto our building and then building our house. But because of the way the codes are, if we have a living space there, we have to run a breezeway from there to our house when we build it, or we can't build that house. And that's about 350 feet.
Yeah, it's going to be a long breezeway.
I'm just like, And can we get a variance on that? Oh, we really don't allow. I know there's rules and we got to follow them, but sometimes I'm just like, this is silly,
And that's one of the important things of checking codes before you do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last thing you want to do is have to tear down the money you just put into something.
And that's another place you got to be careful with your contractors. Make sure your contractors, if they're going to do something, make sure they do it to code. If they got to pull permits, that's part of the cost of doing business. You need to pull the permits. On our disclosures nowadays, it asks, has any repairs been done that required permits? I think it says something like that. And, you got to answer that stuff correctly.
Bites you in the rear end, if not when you're trying to sell.
Mm-hmm. It's very frustrating when you have a sale and somebody didn't disclose something.
Oh, yeah.
We had an issue last week. The house obviously had issues with flooding in the garage because the first rain, the day after they bought it, the garage floods. Okay. Then they're looking around outside, and it's a really small space outside, but there's sandbags that stacked up against the house, and they're like, well, first of all, why didn't the inspector catch that? But it should have been disclosed on the disclosures. And, so the buyers have all the power in the world to go back after that seller to make that good. Okay. And that's an icky, sticky mess, and we try not to get into those. But if it would have been disclosed, it would have been something that everybody could have dealt with.
Right.
But because it wasn't disclosed, the buyer feels jilted. And you know how it is when people feel like they've been wronged. Everything gets much worse. Okay? And we don't like that.
No.
We like everything to be nice and smooth.
We don't have a lot going on today. Sorry.
Oh, come on. You just don't have enough to talk about.
I'm tired.
I've got termite inspections at 10. The world's easiest FHA appraisal
Yes.
came through on this one, which is uncommon, but we'll take it. It's going to be a fun day. We got some continuing ed classes going on here at the office today. Oh, what was the title of that? It's a hot topic.
It's a hot topic.
I know if you're not a realtor, you don't understand what a hot
Any
topic
realtors
is.
watching
Yeah.
Noon, our office,
Yep.
you want to partake in it.
Yep.
It's free.
We'll have pizza. Okay? Everybody likes pizza.
Yes. 11 pizza noon class starts.
Sounds like fun.
Or 11:30 pizza, sorry.
All right. Well, I'll tell you
What are
what.
we doing?
Let's get ready for the weekend then, huh?
I know, it's throwing me off 2 days
Yep.
not being in here.
All right. Well, guys, come and join us. We're Weichert Realtors Main Edge, Mustang, Oklahoma, where we do real world real estate every day. Come
Bye.
see us. Bye.